Hey, I don't know if anyone is around. I am late. Sorry, I'm late. This computer has a really filthy camera, so maybe it's fine that there's no one here right now. This is the other computer, the nice one. So I decided I was going to spoil myself today. Is that one person me? Or is there someone here? Hello, if there's someone here. Just kind of hanging out at the moment. Because, and they left me a like. Hey, we remember. What up? What up? Thanks for the like. How you doing? We're hanging out on a Wednesday because somebody suggested I should do a Wednesday live stream, and then my dumbass accidentally responded to her on my husband's account, so I'm a genius. That is so relatable. I think it covers all the bases. Kind of shitty, but also okay. Yep, like my hair. Look at that. I got a wild stripe going. If you can see the red. Eh? Told y'all it was going to come right back. Hey, Mary, what's up? I was a few minutes late, but we're rolling. How you doing today? That is a meaty subject, if you'll forgive the pun. Kind of depends on the kid. What did it say? Teaching toddlers to eat new foods. Right. Well, I think psychology is just fascinating, and therefore developmental psychology ends up being fascinating. Pair it with what they already like. I feel like I knew that. Oh, don't feed them juice and milk between meals. Yes. 2.5 hour apart, 5 meals. Really? Dips or sauces? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Sit and eat the same thing? Yes, that's a big one with my little one, which is a struggle because, well, I don't get to do that a whole lot when everyone is awake. Yes, cut the food at all, really. He's 5.5, and he's still struggling with that thing where he doesn't like his food being all together. So, like, casserole is not going to happen. Cottage pie is a stretch. My goodness, my little sister, who is like almost 20 years younger than I am. So she's about the same age as my oldest. Cute accessories. Her daughter hated corn but loved unicorns, so she got her unicorn corn holders. I mean, you could almost be like, here's your unicorn, right? It depends today. I'm so sorry. Why does it look so bright? I'm sorry. Let me see if I can angle up this lamp so I'm not all washed out. Oop. There. How's that? That's a bit better, maybe? Yeah. I look less I'm not in a police interrogation anymore. Yay. So, what is the 411, y'all? I've been gone for a week. Did I miss anything big? I bet I did. I just got a text, so that's kismet. Let's see what that is. Oh. Please don't forget to bring in the permission slip. Ugh. It never ends. I was literally just there. I took him lunch because I didn't get a chance to make it this morning because we were in the midst of trying to finish this project. Just straight up men, huh? Going into women's bathrooms and getting caught? That's a fun development. Not. I just had to add that. Not. Psych. Yeah, I'm old. And this room is an absolute pit because 2 boys live in here. But this is my desk, so here we are. Oh, I'm glad to be back too. Oh, yeah. I was just absolutely neck deep in my second book, so it flew by for me, but I missed you guys. It's good to be back. And I got to come up with some great video topics, is the thing. To be honest, I'm really kind of tired of just responding to random people. Me too. It was killer. Actually, it's 17,000 plus words now already, and I think it's about half done. Miss Pageants. Like Miss Texas and Miss Illinois and that kind of thing. The beauty queen shit with the sashes. I mean, God. I'm not a fan, but at least they're adults. What the hell Oh, a guy is now in charge of all the female pageants. See, I feel like that's just a classic move. I feel like they were founded by men, were they not? A Thai man in charge of Miss America? Is he like ethnically Thai but grew up here or something? Or is he like straight up from Thailand? Oh, of course. Watch me playing the straight man over here. You're welcome. Got bored without you and posted videos of me talking to my cat in Spanish and Russian on my YouTube. You know, I saw a little whiff of that, but I mostly stayed away because, well, I can't make playlists. I'm handicapped without being able to make playlists. How does anyone keep track of anything? You can speak Spanish and Russian, though. Russian is another level. I've never, I mean, I've taken German and French, and I've never encountered like conjugating nouns before. I took a semester of only some phrases. Russian's pretty, though, I think. I took a semester of it in college, that's why. My teacher was actually from St. Petersburg, and her accent was so beautiful. Really? That's cool. Up where I used to live, there was a lot of Polish speakers, which isn't as pretty, in my opinion. Yeah, right? It does. It's like they're speaking magic, ancient magic spells all the time. And the alphabet is just neat. I so nerdy, but and stupid, but is party. And I don't speak any Spanish. It's the one language that would actually do me any good. Cyrillic, yeah. Right, yeah, I can sound them out. I a lot of times do not know what they mean. And as a prior vocal student in college, see, I can do that in French. I can do it in Spanish. I can't do Hebrew. Can't do English. Which version? Yeah. We got a handful maybe of different versions of English that a lot of them have different pronunciation rules and different grammar rules and different vocabulary. So it's fun. Spanish is worse, though, I hear. Autography? English, Aussie, German, classical Latin. Aussie counts. Mm-hmm. I've actually known a couple of them. They, exchange students and whatnot, and they said it was a trip coming over here. Autophagy. What? The R is silent? Right in the middle of the word like that? How in the hell were you supposed to know that? I mean, I'm always saying, look it up if you don't know it, which I do try to do that. But, maybe sometimes you don't realize you don't know it as well as you think you do. Oh, okay. Either way, I don't know that word. Oh, so like you were calling it autophagy? Ew. Well, that's not a word that one would necessarily it's not one like a oh, still, it's probably not a common I don't know. Uh, Back in the day, we used to tell everybody to go defenestrate themselves because that word is fun. But biochemistry surely hasn't changed that much, at least, right? Hard sciences tend not to. I studied audio technology, which let me tell you, that 15-year-old degree is worth about as much as the paper that it isn't printed on because they never fucking sent it to me. Mhm. You know what? I have this weird cheat. You know what Mensa is? Uh, y'all both studied biochemistry in college? That is an amazing coincidence. Y'all should, like, go and do y'all's like, hang out. Like, what? That's cool. Only for 2 years? Again, I was a music student, okay? Oh, audio tech, groovy. Yeah, so it was really fun, and I enjoyed it a lot. You know, Sausage Fest I could have done without, but still, that's a fun coincidence. Cool. How long ago did you do that? Lest we remember. I'm gonna close the door so I can smoke a cigarette. Oh, good. Now you can see the Thomas poster and everything. That topic just puts you right to sleep, huh? You know, I do that with history. Like literally that. It's very interesting. It's just distracting enough. Just shut my brain up and let me fall asleep. Man's voice is calming. Yes. The particular voice is very important. At least I find. So, I gotta ask, and I feel like the answer is no, which is okay, but you just tire yourself out. That's a good method too. But so while I was gone all week, did anybody get a chance to read the book? Probably not. It's okay. Like people don't come to YouTube to read. I get it. Oh, but I have to write them anyway, so might as well talk about them. Yeah. You don't read any books, like at all? Like as a rule, or just sort of by happenstance? Because you don't. RTY. Oh. I will I will learn your dialect eventually. Oh. Well, my mother might as well be a librarian. She has shelves and shelves and shelves, and her thing since she was a teenager has been to own every book that she reads. So you can imagine. They're all like sci-fi though, which like then there's nothing wrong with sci-fi, but that's not my bag. The Female Man. I'm afraid I'm not familiar with that one. Sounds fun. You know what? I am that person as well. lest we remember. I think you and I have a lot in common, it seems like here. But I have an excuse. I use my kids as an excuse. When I sit down, I do not have the energy to read a book. I will fall asleep. Ooh, whoa. Okay, now that's the kind of sci-fi that I might be hooked into reading. Okay. Yeah, no, but like I've been to Heinlein's birthplace. That's what I was going to say earlier. You know what Mensa is? It's the International High IQ Society. And my parents met at one of their meetings. I grew up going to them and listening to geeks talk. So, a future world where there are no men. Why did it hide that comment? There's nothing obscene or offensive about that comment. It is. So it one of those that repays on the going back through. I love that stuff. Love that. They thrust those test books, practice test books, at me for years, and I ended up deciding that you don't get the smartest people when you have a club for smart people. You get the people who want to prove how smart they are. So it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Unless you want to prove how smart you are to a group of other people who are worried about how smart they are. Yeah, I grew up around these people. I know them. But listening to them talk taught me a lot of obscure words. So I got that going for me, which is nice.
You okay?
Yes, I'm talking to.
Oh, sorry.
You're good.
I just
Love you.
love you.
The Female Man, I believe it was. Ooh, this is fun. What is this? I got my music in my ear because when I'm not recording stuff, I have music on basically all the time. Channel One Suite. Oh, the Cinematic Orchestra. Does anybody know them? There's like 2 of their songs that I'm just loving right now, and this is one of them. Nice. So somebody actually put the thought into figuring out how a world with no men would work, huh? I just settled for trying to think about what it'd be like if women were in charge. I'm tempted to ask how they worked it, but it's probably complicated. And I should just read the book, right? As for words you don't know, do you forget them then afterwards? I mean, have a baby at a certain age. Yeah, it just happens. Now, is that it's sci-fi and not fantasy, so there's got to be some kind of in-world explanation for that, right? That's the part I would fixate on. Like, how do you, because in the reality, that's a wall that we all end up butting up against, isn't it? 20 years old in college. Oh, no. So that makes you right about my age. And, yeah, I can't speak for everybody, but my brain does not work the same way that it did when I was 20. It doesn't. Yeah. I turned 39 in October, but yeah. I'm an old lady. Men discovering a land of women that's really famous. Again, I'm a musician. I don't know. Ask me about that album that came out in 1976, and I'll probably be able to tell you that. But they're all by men. Oh, God, y'all. I could tell y'all some stories. So many. 95% of the people I admired as a young person Well, they were men because I grew up loving music and music industry and shit. I literally never put it together. And it's real stupid until I had my first kid. And it really just, hits you like a cold bucket of salt water to the face when they can just walk away. And you're like, huh, wow, this whole outside, what? Why? This is a nice computer, and we just got a new router and a new modem, so search me. For Prince and Bowie to just be walking around without them being seen as women. Oh, unremarkable. It was unremarkable. I'm sorry, do people see Prince as a woman? I feel like he would be insulted by that. Bowie might roll with it, but I think Prince would be insulted. Despite his penchant for purple satin, he was very straight, from what I understand. And, considered himself very masculine in his own way. Yeah. I've never been the biggest fan, but man, I miss the women who are. And it works for some women. Adam and the Ants. Yes. Oh, speaking of bipolar, that's what he has had some struggles with that, hasn't he? That's why, they haven't released anything in the longest time, which sucks. Right, yeah, no, you mentioned it earlier, and it's I think Adam is too. I read that somewhere. Because again, I'm a nerd and a music person, so if I enjoy somebody's work, I have this bad habit of learning about them, especially if they haven't released anything in 40 years, because I'd like to know why. Are they dead? Are they okay? Did they retire? What happened? I'm not bipolar. I am passionate. Keto all the time. Right. Prince Charming might be the best song to be like, stop, guys. You're just guys. It's okay. It's charming. I'm showing my age again because I'm getting two princes. You remember that one, Mary? Who's Prince Charming by? Because I'm thinking of a band you've probably never heard of, and I can't even remember their name. Don't you ever stop being dandy. Show me. Yes! Right! I love that song. I am tired. I mentioned something about that project. I was up late assembling it because my dumbass forgot that it was due today, and he's 5. So that's on me. Adam and the Ants. Yes, sorry. So back to the coffee. No, just that one. Because like I say, it was a whole full-on 2-week project that I forgot about because he's 5. So of course he forgot about it. I didn't do it for him. I assembled it. I assembled the pieces for him and helped put it together. Because kindergarten, he's learning anyway. It was a desert diorama. Yeah. In a big old banker's box. And the best part is he has this little battery-operated lizard that, yes, girl, private school. They work them to the bone. I am regularly shocked by the amount of stuff they have this kid do, but he needs put through his paces because he's very high energy. No. I definitely did not have homework in kindergarten But I went to a centralized kindergarten that was in a wing of the high school, and I'm pretty sure it was just a glorified daycare. They work me. Yes, they do. But you know what? The regular school system does too, and they're weirder about it. I can't tell you how many times I've gotten permission slips on a Thursday for a field trip that was on that Friday, which is also payday. I'm like, not only can I not pay this until tomorrow, why didn't you give me this last week? Well, I didn't get it until the other day. I'm like, oh. Or random days off. That's my other favorite thing. They will just have a random day off. They won't email you about it. It won't be on the school calendar. They will just not have school that day because professional day. I'm like, okay, whatever kind of weird retreat all going on. You could just be honest about it. And I went to a handful of different school systems growing up. So, right. How dare I not? How dare I? How dare I not have just $50 random laying around on a Thursday? You know, it's the things we deal with. And we vent about it and then we move on. I think every life has shit like that. Like it's inevitable no matter what you do. Kids, no kids. Job, no job. Husband, no husband. Wife, no wife. You're going to run into bullshit. It's everywhere. That sounds really pessimistic, but you gotta let it roll off your back. I did have one friend of mine from who said that she finished the book, so that's gonna be fun. I'm gonna get to talk to her this weekend, I hope. And like, anyways, but as far as the YouTube channel goes, I should probably try and stay on topic for at least 5 minutes, right? Are there any specific, like, really choice examples of just straight up men being in the women's room that I might cover? Or, like I say, I'm really just getting kind of tired of responding to random people. And I've kind of ended up sort of assembling a loose stable, if you will, of folks who I tend to sort of round robin between. And having this argument with a guy at my local bottle shop, and I've decided to stop talking to him. That's probably a good decision. He doesn't sound like he's very important, and he sounds like kind of a jerk. Because, like, I mean, what? I have another stupid question, and if you'll indulge me, what is a bottle shop? Do they sell bottles, or do they collect them, or do they bottle water there? So an incel? I was amazed when I found out that Jordan Peterson was married. I'm like, really? Why in the world haven't I heard of this woman? Aussie term for alcohol. Alcohol? Like liquor? Spirits? Like rum and vodka and tequila and that stuff? It's okay. I'm not great with math. All the booze. Nice. Excellensic likes Jordan Peterson. See, I mean, she's entitled to her opinion, which is a good thing, because like all of us, she has many. It is. It's, I think that, gosh, it was that little guy. What's his name? Oh, shoot. It's a little guy with the pointy chin who does current affairs topics every day. Right. Well, and no one's perfect. I've learned a lot from her. I'm perfectly happy to take what I can from interacting with somebody or somebody's material and leave what doesn't serve me. They're free to do whatever they. Ben Shapiro. Should I talk about / respond to Ben Shapiro? But so, I don't feel personally affronted if Excellence digs Jordan Peterson. Who was I thinking of? Oh, no. He's a liberal guy. He's a YouTuber. If I went up, you know what? I subscribed to his channel and have been for years, so I can. Pac-Man. It was David. No, the other one. And if anyone ever goes and looks at my subscriptions, I have a ridiculous amount of them. To the point where I'm about ready to separate my professional and my personal YouTube like I should have done from the beginning, because I cannot keep track of all this shit. Yeah, no, that pointy chin Ben Shapiro, that's a good guess. No, he's a liberal guy. He's a little, I'll have it for you. Brian Tyler Cohen. That's who it was. Or it might have been David Pac-Man. It was one of those two little guys with the pointy chins. Dogs. He articulated very well that Jordan Peterson is sort of a bicameral persona, if you will, where on the one hand you have people who love his psychology stuff, which he is a clinical psychologist, if I'm not mistaken, so that would be fairly reasonable to at least take it somewhat seriously, if not subscribe to it. Posey Parker said Tucker Carlson is a lovely man. Well, she's met him, and I'm sure he was lovely to her. But so his psychology stuff is at least worth consideration because he is trained and whatnot in that. So yeah, I'm sure that Tucker Carlson was lovely to Posey Parker personally when they met, because he's not completely insane, okay? He's not a raving lunatic. He comes for money. He does have some manners. That doesn't make him a lovely person, but again, I'm not going to sit here and try and speak for what the fuck Kelly was thinking. I'm not going to do that. She doesn't know what he said. Well, I'm not sure why people make sweeping statements that they don't know the actual background for. Why don't you just say, yeah, they do, but everyone does. It's the trouble being human. Yeah. That's the only way we can hope to inspire anyone else, right? Is by them forgiving our flaws. Yeah, so on the one hand, you have Jordan Peterson's psychological stuff, and on the other hand, you have his kind of socio-political stuff. And for some people, never the twain shall meet. Some people started on the one side and then hopped over to the other side and became kind of radicalized through that. But there were a lot of people who they would not jump that fence. So they took a look at that and were like, no. Ooh, that would be super cool. I hope you get to take a picture. That'd be great. I would have loved to meet her when she came by here. I'm going to complain now again for the fact that she did not come within 500 miles of me. So, boo. You bought your wardrobe from her Turf QVC. I love it. So it's like TQVC. What does QVC stand for again? Something channel? Quality value channel? I used to know that like a million years, 30 years ago. I knew what that stood for when my mother would watch it every day. Yeah, so there's no burning topics on y'all's minds, though. I mean, how was I away for a week and the world did not half burn down? Not to spite me, but just because that's my luck. If I'm not open to suggestions from y'all, then what are we doing? I would love some. Not that I can't come up with ideas of my own. Goodness knows. Took a break from right. Yes, I am. Well, that's terrible. We can't all take a break at once. No. I won't do it all. Yeah, right. No, I've had to do that a few times, and it gets more difficult to make the videos on topic when I do that. But that's kind of part of what the blog readings have been, is because that stuff's already been percolated through. Some of those blog posts are 3 and 4 years old. Okay, and you, as a childless person, would be interested in that topic of a radical feminist mother raising sons to respect women? Because I've kind of been dying to talk about that, but cool beans. I didn't want to force that kind of thing on anybody because I know as a childless woman, you probably had that topic forced on you more than enough. So, but it's an area of interest of mine, and also marriage. We're supposed to be critical of marriage, right? Boy, howdy, do I have some of those. Because of you, or because of the kids, or because of the environment, or what? My sister, my middle sister now. How do you think one should talk to mothers of sons when they're dicks to women and girls? Ooh. Oh, the bipolar. Yeah. Yeah, no, my sister doesn't have the bipolar or anything like that. She's 4 years younger than I am and was married for years. Godmother has sons and she kind of can't connect to me fully. Why? That doesn't strike me as an obvious thing. But yeah, my sister will straight up tell you that she doesn't want kids because she doesn't want to have to put anyone else first in her life. Like, she will straight up tell you. And it's just like, well, you got to respect somebody for just straight up saying that, for admitting it to themselves, much less anyone else. I really want to know how more you raised them. I would love to talk more about that. Like I say, the reason that I haven't is because, I try to stick more to general feminist topics. Oh, yeah. That's understandable. It's terrifying. Thank you. I also think it's an important feminist issue, and you probably noticed I will bring it up when I find that it's super pertinent. And I think maybe a couple of videos on it specifically would probably round out the channel, wouldn't it? Yeah, and whatever it is that you have going on, it's just the three of us hanging out, I think. Speaking of which, who hasn't given me a like yet? So that would be pretty easy to plan because I've kind of had them planned for a while. And yeah, those videos would write themselves. So cool. Thanks for the feedback. I can definitely do that. But Lest, don't be cryptic. Don't be cryptic. Oh. Golly. So she has kind of been put in the middle, huh? Ugh. And I'm pretty sure I know what I would do, which is jerk a knot in his tail so big it never came out. because that's completely unacceptable boundary breakage there for anyone. Wouldn't matter honestly, who he'd done it to, that's just creepy. It's all hell. Hmm. But, and I felt really, that's awful. So, double betrayal. That's awful. I'm so sorry, honey. And I felt weird because we have two girls, two older girls, and then my older son is about to be 15. So, yeah, and we stopped letting them have cross-gender sleepovers, cross-sex sleepovers. That just sounds weird. That's good. Yeah, no, once they hit puberty, we stopped letting them do that. They were not happy about it, but sometimes as the adult, you got to be the adult. You got to be the person with the extra perspective. It's no fun. Our parents' generation seems to be really bad at it, especially actually. I mean, they'll claim all the authority when they want it, when it's fun for them, or when it makes them feel big, you know. But I know I was not shown, they did not model for me how to do like the actual hard parts of, child rearing or relationships of any kind where, you have to deal with the friction. You can't just leave. Because then you just end up leaving every relationship eventually because every relationship has friction at some point. And then you don't get any root, you don't put down any roots. You end up 60 years old and on your fourth divorce. But I wouldn't know anyone like that. Oh, you're very welcome. I wish I could help more. Because, yeah, somebody should have. It's a wild card when you get on them, isn't it? That's good. I'm glad you're okay. I don't know how long ago this was. You said you were 16. I'm not sure if you said how old you are now. And you know what? Sometimes stuff gets heavy because life's a bitch. I actually don't have much patience for people who can't roll with that. Grow the fuck up. 30 now. Okay, so it's about half your life ago. Yeah, dang. And regardless of whatever your lifestyle choices are, life's a bitch. Life's a bitch. That's something we all have in common. The way I've always thought of it is, the outside world, the universe does not care about your feelings. It does what it does. And it's up to you to make the best of it. It's your responsibility. It's not its responsibility to cater to you. And then religion comes in the room and starts talking. And I'm like, whoa, what? Like, to my paradigm, none of that makes any sense. Ooh, actually, I'm working on this theory that asceticism, that like spiritual idea where you have to isolate yourself from the world to achieve enlightenment is a man thing. Because for one thing, we really kind of can't just decide to separate ourselves from material reality. I mean, it has a way of coming around every few weeks and reminding us of its existence, right? Just to scratch the surface of that whole can of worms. Kettle of fish, they're both bad metaphors. A man's way is not a woman's way. Right, exactly. I didn't even watch Kill Bill because it was like, oh, a female assassin. I've never seen that shit before. I mean, yeah, nice cat suit. Very yellow. It's my favorite color. And we don't even know what our way is. You know, we don't even have one anymore. And the more I ponder it, the more that bothers me. You know, and another thing is that, like, both movies shame women for using weapons against men. Like, how else are we supposed to fight them? Poison, obviously. Sorry. It just came to mind. Subterfuge. Smart. Oh. But so, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, no, and of course they put her in a skin tight suit too, right? Because she's, you know, Uma Thurman. Right. Well, because they didn't see her coming, did they? At least the woman with the katana and the bright yellow outfit, they can see her coming. Really, what the fuck is up with that? No, oh, hierarchies. That's what I was going to say. Because I was watching something about writing, actually, I believe it was. And this fella had arranged his thoughts in what he had described as a hierarchy with like a base that had sort of a pyramid built on top of it. So that the thing at the top was influenced by everything going up. And I'm just like, well, you could just as easily flip that over and make that thing that's influenced by everything the foundation. Because we're talking about creative writing here. Or, you know, you could just kind of make it a stratus that you go across from one end to the other. You know, this concept of hierarchies that they see everywhere is a man thing. And they put it in places where sometimes I just have to sit back and go, well, that's not how I thought of that at all. Like, there's no such thing as a food hierarchy. What the fuck are you talking about? That's not a thing. There's no such thing as a racial hierarchy. What the fuck is that? So, yeah, that was just a thought that I've been kind of mulling around in the old noggin. Because I don't tend to think in hierarchies. I tend to think in systems, like stratified, you know, just like kind of spread out outward systems, you know, from nodes. That's how I tend to think. And like a lot of times, a lot of men suggest that, oh, I suck at talking because I'm not talking how they want me to talk. Right. See, and it's that basic level of entitlement where they just expect things to go the way they expect them to go. And they have the audacity to get offended and all in a huff when they don't. And a lot of times it's stuff like the way you speak that they have no fucking right to expect anything of at all. You know, it reminds me suddenly of having a kid again. Because, like, you don't know what it is at first. And if you say to yourself, oh my God, I would just love a little girl, you're setting yourself up for a 50-50 chance of disappointment. Going in with fewer expectations sometimes can be really nice because then you're pleasantly surprised by whatever happens. But, like, men just seem to have this compulsion to, like, impose structure on things. Like, they seem to have this real difficulty of just letting stuff flow, you know? And I guess they don't have to. What was it like giving birth with men around? Well, my favorite story, I think, is from the first one. The anesthesiologist was the only man in the room. He's the guy with the big needle who stands behind you and sticks it in your back where you cannot see. And he was standing behind me, cracking wise, like he was going to break the tension in the room. And my mother's sister, who had driven me there, whatever else I might say about that woman, she looked at that man and told him to shut up and get on with it already. Did the anesthetic work? Yes. All about his feelings. No, yeah. Like, dude, this is not about you. This doesn't actually have anything to do with you at all. Please be quiet. The jokes to break the tension? No, I don't remember what the fuck he said. I wasn't paying attention. I was waiting for him to stick a 6-inch needle in my back. There was no way to break that tension other than get it the fuck over with. Yeah, he wasn't as funny as he thought he was. Bet you never met one of those. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I guess. Maybe. He succeeded. Good for you, dude. Good for you. Like, I don't know why anesthesiologists always seem to be men, but they do. Something about sticking needles into people to make them fall asleep. I don't know. Right, maybe. Ooh, I hadn't thought of it that way. Ugh. Gross. There's always a gross angle that's possible, though, it seems like. Ugh. And anyway, he didn't have the power to make me do shit. Contractions were going to come, but if he did anything or not, I guess he had the power to make me lay there in pain. Ugh. Well, there's a reason not to date any anesthesiologists ever. Ugh. Gross. Some segments of humanity are just horrifying, aren't they? You know, and call the midwife. There's a nun in there that yells at the men when they're in the room. I love it. That, you know, Netflix has tried to get me to watch that so many times. And it looks really good, which is why I've avoided it, because I will get sucked in. And I've got like at least 5 years before I have the kind of time to get sucked into a television show. I've already been sucked into my novel, which at the very least, if you tell people you're writing a novel, they just kind of go, oh. Good but sad? Is it good but sad the way Torchwood was good but sad in that everyone fucking dies? Spoiler for a 10-year-old television show, by the way. Sorry. Like, if most of them survive the end of the show, I will be happy. Because I'm still pissed at Torchwood. I'm still pissed about that. I can't. Who the fuck wrote that last season? Because if it was Moffat, if it was Stephen Moffat, well, then that's just another check mark against him in my book. Hello, some handle. What's up? Yeah, I think historical dramas are like a thing. You're either into them or you're not, mostly. I usually often am. Shit, I watched half of Downton Abbey, for God's sake. Not much. Same. Just kind of hanging out. Probably let it go till 1 o'clock, I guess. Do a couple hours like we usually do. Anything pertinent on your mind? Anything urgent brewing over there for you there, some handle? Because I've been banned for a week and I'm out of the loop. So if you got your ear to the ground, I would love a little info, because, man, I took a perusal of it last night, and I have a ridiculous amount of subscriptions, like I was saying, and everybody had something new up yesterday. Everybody, after a week, yes, everybody had something new up. Yeah, I did, though. I watched the first half of Downton Abbey. Which, spoiler alert for Downton Abbey, if you care. I love spoilers. I love them. And I know that that's an unpopular opinion, but what happened was I was really kind of digging the show, so I read ahead. Because I was watching it on Netflix, which was a season behind, so I read ahead. And I saw what they did at the beginning of the next season. I was like, nope. And I never watched it. I just noped right the fuck out of that shit. I'm like, no. Like, we have these characters survive World War I. We have these characters survive the influenza pandemic. And then they killed him in a car accident. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, God, the female doctor. Am I completely nuts, or is she basically just doing a David Tennant impression? And she thinks that she's a blonde lady, so no one will notice. I mean, she is a blonde lady, but you know what I'm saying. Right. The time it was chosen was odd, and my husband was really unhappy about it when they first picked her, because he said that they were going to, make all the male characters stupid. And it's, like the old doctor dude had a bunch of plucky female sidekicks who were super smart and capable, and he did not expect that from the female doctor in reverse. And apparently he was right about that, so boo. I actually stopped watching that show a while back because I cannot stand Stephen Moffat. I cannot stand him. His show running abilities are so... He doesn't have them. I swear. He's a decent producer and a pretty good writer of, like, discrete episodes, but don't give that man a whole season. Don't do it. Don't do it, because he'll just keep tossing balls up in the air until he runs out of time, and then the curtain falls, and you never find out what the fuck happens. Every single time. Unless you count Sherlock, which I don't. I don't count that as finding out what happened, because that's not what the fuck happened. You can't just invent an entire character. What the... In 150-year-old established... What do they do? What is that? A man giving birth? I saw that. It was called Junior with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I remember it being decently funny, but that was a long time ago. Right. No, so that's what my husband was worried about, is that about Stephen Moffat. Yeah, I can't stand him. Like, okay. Laughed a lot. Yeah. Velma, huh? Okay. That one's getting mixed reviews. Like I say, I don't really watch a whole lot of TV, but I will make an exception for some things. Did anybody watch Wednesday? Because I didn't, and I have some very strong opinions about it. I had to watch it to see for myself. Oh, Velma, yeah. No, you didn't watch Wednesday. Yeah, see, I wasn't expecting y'all to have. I mean, first of all, it's a bit below our age range, right? You watched Wednesday, and you can talk about it. Go for it. Oh, I was such a Tim Burton freak in middle school and high school. Back before Planet of the Apes, when he was cool. Ish. And I also... Yeah, why didn't they... Gomez is supposed to be cute. Poor Catherine Zeta-Jones. Is that bad to say? I'm sure he's a lovely man. I'm sure he has to be a lovely man. I'm sorry. Oh my God. I'm like he's got Danny DeVito syndrome going on, only he's not funny or scary. Danny DeVito can do both. Because, yeah, he's a troll, but he's Danny DeVito. Really? I'm trying to think what the fuck else I've seen him in. I feel like he was also in a pinstripe suit. Perhaps a gangster or something. No, but I love Tim Burton, and I could recite entire scenes of the original Adams. Love the set design, adore the music, the costumes, everything. The comedy, mwah. I'm like, Oh God. What's her name? Debbie. I know her name. I know her name. She's the one with all the eyeshadow and Working Girl. Anyways, inspired choice. Loved her in that white dress, just killing it. I watch that movie sometimes just for Debbie. And I just want to know, one of my main points is that the Addams Family was never underground, right? So why are we all acting like this is alternative or something now? It's always been subversive. Love Debbie. Yes. Miss Debbie! Oh my God. No, my favorite. I remember how she used to turn to me at night and say, Jesus, Fester, go back to your room. See, I could just go on. So I want to know, why does this new ad Wednesday not look anything like Tim Burton or the Addams Family? I am the sad. Oh God, what's the Morticia's best line in that movie too is you have hypnotized Fester, you have stolen him from us. All that I could forgive, but Debbie, pastels? Ex-film student, what? Feel like you need to figure it out. Don't watch remakes of things you like. Yeah, that's true. I mean, technically, this isn't a remake. It's a sequel or something. Because, I mean, technically, the character was like 12 at the end of the last movie. Now she's like 15, so... See, I can't stand Scooby-Doo. It's the same episode every time. Every time. I always felt like it insulted my intelligence. And then on the other hand, the message is fantastic. That the villain is usually some rich guy in a mask. Oh shit, I know what it is. This is gonna be long. Okay. The alternative Addams Family thing? They're subversive, like even the old cartoons were subversive. But yeah, take your time, whatever you got. Like I say, I'm giving it till 1 o'clock, so you got plenty of time. And knowing me, an extra 10 minutes after that. But yeah, I don't quite understand the appeal of Scooby-Doo at all. Rockin', same. We have fun, right? We have fun. And we support one another, and what more could you ask? It's cool beans. Oh my God, y'all. I was such a rock and roll chick in like my 20s, and I literally said, "Oh, fiddlesticks," the other day. Like, I meant to say, "Oh, fuck," and it came out, "Oh, fiddlesticks," like not on purpose. Like, help me. I do. And but see, I had another bad realization yesterday, and this I can't blame on them. This is strictly getting old. Man, 15, 20 years ago, I could drink. Like, bars have never really been my thing because they're full of people and people are boisterous, and like loud places full of people are not my thing. But I could drink like you would expect in a Scots English person with German, trappings could drink. And now I can't do that. I had 5 ounces of wine and woke up the next day with a hangover and said, fuck it, I'm not doing this anymore. Something like that. So the Addams Family musical was shit. It was all about Wednesday having a boyfriend. It's painful. Oh my God. Does she murder him at the end? Because if not, then it's not Wednesday. That's a fake Wednesday. That then led to an animation movie. Yeah, right. I saw a little bit about that, which is about her with a friend in a normie space. Gotcha. Okay, so that set the scene for fucking Riverdale Wednesday. Oh no. No. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. I don't approve of any of that. No, 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 no. That's not the character. That's a different character. So what they've done is created a Wednesday doppelganger. That's fun. Well, we knew it had to happen, right? Because girls aren't allowed to be badass. Right? Stab me in the eye with a spoon. Ugh. Well, see, this is why I think y'all might enjoy my book, because my protagonist is badass and currently has a girlfriend, so. Yeah, you did. You made it make sense. But I don't like it. Doesn't mean I don't like it. Yeah. I'm going to stick with Classic Wednesday, I think. Yeah. It was between her and Daria Morgendorfer. Oh, my inner monologue, was formed, essentially, so. Ah. Oh my goodness. Right, yeah. Well, then you'll appreciate this, because my husband is creating a band for his D&D character. Yep, he's that guy. Not a real band, an imaginary band for his imaginary person to imaginarily play in. I love you, baby, if you're watching. But it is what it is. And no, Daria should never have. No. Again, when something's fictional, I reserve the right to just stop paying attention after a certain point. If I'm like, well, this is not even what that character would do. The writers are fucking it up, so I'm going to stop watching now. Although I was young, a lot younger then, and I did love Daria, so I'm pretty sure I watched all of those. But no, but anyway, his band, he was trying to come up with a name for this fictional band, and he said something about mystical spiral or something, and I was like, oh my god, Mystic Spiral. And he's like, what? I'm like, you remember Daria? He's like, yeah. I'm like, you remember her friend Jane? And he gave me a blank look. I'm like, you remember Jane's brother Trent? He's like, Jane's Trent's band was called Mystic Spiral, and I don't know why I remember that. I want to say it was like with a K and a Y and spiral. I want to say. But like, I totally would have had a crush on Trent myself. That was absolutely. It would have been in character for me. Although I was kind of shocked that Daria had a crush on anybody, because, well, it's charming that they made her human, I guess. Right? You didn't want to date him. I basically did. And it was a mistake. Just like you'd imagine. My silly ass actually learned to play the guitar and thought I was going to be taken seriously as a musician by guys like that. That did not happen. Needless to say, that's not how that went at all. Where Jane goes to art school, our rejects having to call herself bi. Trent might have brain damage, to be honest. I mean, maybe, but if so, that particular form of brain damage is endemic to like males of a certain temperament, because I've known many, many guys so much like that. As far as, so like Jane doesn't want to call herself bi in art school. Am I forgetting something? Is Jane bi? She had a boyfriend. Arguing about the sexual orientation of fictional characters. I love it. I just truly don't remember her dating a girl, but I also don't remember her going to art school. Maybe I missed some of them. Ooh, Easter eggs to go find. No, what happened? What? My music just randomly stopped. Boo. Ugh. Why? Because, like, Uhura kissed Kirk, but it was because they were under mind control. So. She isn't bi. Oh! Well, then bully for Jane, because that is some obvious bullshit. It's very 90s, though. And I feel like that's a trend that's carried forward, really. Ah, okay, okay. So they're not like dating or something, or actually interested in one another. It's strictly the writers forcing those poor actresses to kiss one another on camera. Gotcha. Because they're the two types, you know, that they're the two types. Oh, it's a cartoon. Okay. That's even stupider then. What the? Although some people are into that, I don't understand, like, cartoon porn. It's a cartoon. They're animated. They're cartoon characters. What? How are you? I don't understand how people are sexually attracted to cartoon characters. Yeah, still, I mean, I don't. Hey, Joan, what's up, girl? The show starts with a shower scene and it's a cartoon. I mean, I feel like I know where this is going, but I'm also genuinely confused. The supernatural episode of Scooby-Doo, there's actually one where it's really a ghost. My 8-year-old self desperately wants to see this. What the fuck? I don't understand that. I don't understand that. I genuinely don't understand. Like, I want to be offended. I do not understand it well enough to be offended appropriately. Why would you want to look at naked cartoon characters? You literally just go home and draw your own. Oh my god. Supernatural was on for way too long, wasn't it? Like, way too long. Wow. That can't even be the episode where it jumped the shark either. It must have jumped the shark long before that, because that's insane. That's bonkers. That's especially since, as I said, it's never a supernatural answer in Scooby-Doo. It's that's kind of ironic. Who the hell came up with that? That's the weirdest crossover I've heard in a while. We'll put the ghost hunters in a universe where there are no ghosts. Huh? It's the one. That's dumb then. So, like, they rewrote the rules of the universe to put the characters in it. That's sloppy writing. That's lazy as shit. The characters freak out. Well, yeah, no, I'm sure they had fun making it. I'm just saying that if you were there for the writing, oh, I gotta go get my cable. But if you were there for the writing, then you were probably going home disappointed that night. We got to go get the cable. We're gonna die. A little suburban hideaway here. Hardly. In order to be suburban, you have to have urban, right? We don't have any of that. There we go. There's an afterlife and God. Oh, yeah, no, I know. I mean, Supernatural is a weird show. Yeah, rural, basically. We live in a lovely little imitation suburban neighborhood with no sidewalks and no basements. Doop, 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 plugging it in. Doop, 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 plugging it in. Plugging it in. Go on. Punk. There we go. And we're good. Okay. Y'all heard of Dolly Parton, right? Anybody know where she's from? We live about 45 minutes outside of that. So I think rural definitely applies. And yet, I find myself surrounded by little brick shacks full of other human beings. Sometimes you just can't win. Oh, gosh. Here's a question I got for you. What kind of creative pursuits, if any, do y'all pursue? Like creative hobbies? Yeah. Painting, woodworking, writing, cooking, whatever. That's what they are. Girl, we redid the grout around our tub. We took up the old grout. There was a gap this big between the tile and the tub. Like they didn't even cut it so that they met. Mary likes drawing and painting. Cool. What do you like to draw and paint? What's your favorite subject? Ooh, what medium do you use? What oils, acrylics, pastels? I never graduated from acrylics myself. I'm like a child. Write short stories, cook, garden, Sudoku. So messy. That's true. It's plastic. Once it dries on something, it's there forever. Watercolor markers. Ooh, those are difficult for me anyway. And lest you remember, write short stories, cooks, garden, Sudoku. What kind of short stories do you write? Ooh, trees. One of my favorite subjects too, actually. They're all different, aren't they? And you can get so many different sort of feelings out of the same tree, depending on the lighting and the angle. And yeah. Watercolor markers. Yes, ma'am. Now, I believe what you do is you draw with them, and then you can take the paintbrush and kind of paint over what you've drawn and, spread it around. Joan does theater, cabaret, and clown stuff and crochet. We got to have something to do at home, right? That is wicked. Girl. How'd you get into that? That's great. How long have you been doing theater and cabaret? You get to wear a lot of fancy costumes? Oh my God, my mother and my grandmother used to sing Barbershop. The sequins. The sequins. And my dad's a lawyer with a theater tech degree, so yeah. Love that shit. I never could figure out how to crochet, though, John. God. I'm a bad woman. I don't enjoy needlework. I can knit. I don't. I can count a cross stitch. I don't. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, like that Shel Silverstein book. Nice. Horror stories. Ooh. You know, I would love to pick your brain about that. Have you seen Murphy? I think her name is, or maybe it was Diane Callahan. Somebody had a video up recently about analyzing the Cask of Amontillado and learning to write horror with Poe, and it was fun. Is he the woman to write horror? Yeah, write what you know, I guess. But I mean, also there are, genre specific methods, perhaps. I was told at 18 I should be a clown by a few different unrelated people, so I moved to a big city and started up. I got a gig in a couple weeks. Stage managing, but in character as a sad clown. Well, you must have really been good. That's cool. and I feel like if people told me I should be a clown, I would probably end up a sad clown too. That's like, oh man, really? Dang. Like you would love to pick my brain? Open mic video zine on my channel at some point. Please bring your poems. Ooh. Start a circus. Well, as far as picking my brain, I'm here for at least another half an hour at y'all's disposal. I am here for y'all because, that's why I came back. I'll be honest. I don't know how much coming out swinging against all the stuff. The fed up with all this shit female circus. I like that. I'm not sure the tickets would sell, though. You know how that goes. Yeah, we'll workshop it. We'll workshop it for sure. Australian women's circus, they're so cool. No, I do not. That sounds cool though. They do gymnastics and high wire and trapeze and stuff. That's not shorter. That's the joke, right? It's not. I'm sorry. I don't know. It wouldn't be the first time I hadn't heard of something until it was gone. Well, you can still be inspired, right? Even if it isn't happening anymore, it still did. Men forced themselves to join and ruined it. Oh. Well, that just brings me back to what I was saying about their obsession with hierarchies and structure and shit. They also seem to be compelled to impose it on everything. They have a little itch in the back of their brain if they think there's somewhere out there that isn't, hierarchically structured enough. I don't know. I mean, yeah, there's plenty of room on the planet for more than one female circus, right? Oh, you know what? We could buddy up with them. Reach out to them, be pals. That's what I would say. And you know what? If they're defunct, it'd be a lot much easier to reach out to some of them and be pals because they're probably less busy. and probably would love to get involved again, right? Hey, so for us, it's a win-win. Yeah, so I don't know. The second book has got some horrific things in it. I don't know if it counts as horror. Bad stuff happens. Some good stuff too. But I had to. Writing bad stuff is hard. So was that less? That was you. Was it you who said you write horror stories, right? Yeah. So how do you deal with that? And the heavy subject matter of like adult stuff, I don't have really a problem with that. But it's like specifically like somebody witnessed an execution, and I had to describe it, and that sucked. And then I had to read it several times to edit it, and I didn't like that either. Again, I don't know if it qualifies as horror so much, but gotta get going. Oh, bye, Mary. Have a good one. We'll see you Saturday, okay? Ooh, that's an allegory or a parable? One of those. Right? See you Saturday. 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 Saturday? It sounds like an interesting holiday. Catterday. Yes. That one between Friday and Sunday, whatever you want to call it, it'll be there. 17,000 words. Yeah, I feel you. Like I say, I don't think we need to necessarily agree on a name as long as we all agree that it's between Friday and Sunday. That's what's really important. Bye. But yeah, lest we remember, how do you deal with like writing some of the darker shit? Like, because then you have to think about it and you describe it, and then you have to edit it, and yeah, it's kind of rough. Good. My connection is unstable again. It's the only way you feel okay. Like working through super negative situations on paper is like how you like work through your own emotions and stuff. Bit of miserable play, and we're struggling. Bit of a miserable play. Others in my life won't really let me talk about this. Weirdos. God, no, you know what? We're the weirdos, and that's fine with me. I've always known that about myself. It's nice to find a few others. Yeah, so, I mean, I doubt I've heard of the play. But, like, the characters are supposed to be miserable, or the play sucks? Joan, is it both? Or dancing to the music in my ear. Doop, doop, doop. Because I think somebody's typing. I hope somebody's typing. Maybe. Anyway. Oh my gosh, I just wish I could tell somebody about all the stuff that happens in the second book. Because the first one's kind of a slow burn. And then the second one came out swinging and has not let up, and I'm 17,000 words in like a week and a half. So that's a thing. And I figured I'm bound to find someone to read them eventually, right? But like I said before, people don't come to YouTube to read. I get that. Y'all are here for the political talk. and the camaraderie, and the female stuff, the lady stuff, the girl stuff, the woman stuff. Based off the Children of Lear, if you know the myth. Oh, my dad told me that one, but he told me a bunch. Well, are they just poisoning people with your stories? I mean, is there any sort of uplifting element to them? Is there a moral? Does the bad guy get his comeuppance? Anything like that? Because, I mean, if you're just writing just to get stuff out, I mean, oh, okay, well, then I wouldn't worry about it. I mean, conflict is the essence of storytelling. If nothing bad happens, then you have no story. If there are no bad actors, then there's nothing interesting to talk about. There's nothing to resolve. And the story is going to be, and then Bill went to the store and bought some milk, and then he drove home and poured a glass of milk and drank it. The end. So, as long as it rounds itself out emotionally by the end. Woman is so distressed at her sister's passing, the nieces and nephews hating her, and the husband trying to start a romance with her. She can magically turn the kids into swans. Then she turns into a storm. But I still wonder, wow, that is an interesting play. How would you do that on stage? I wonder if my themes let stuff into people who were not in the path of such stuff before. Well, that might be, but have you seen TV? You know what? Yeah. That's a good point, Joan. That's a good point. And as far as, I mean, maybe encountering something heavy that they hadn't encountered before in a story is a gentle way. Of, a spoonful of sugar and all that. I heard somewhere that the novel, it's been argued, is at least as good a delivery vehicle for philosophical and cultural ideas and concepts and change as like your basic generic philosophical treatise and whatever. Possibly better, because you deliver these ideas in a way that is so much more digestible by the reader. See, and you can, I mean, we've all come out of at least one book in our lives being like, wow, I never thought of it like that, right? And that's probably a good thing. I guess you do. It helps people to learn. We're such strangers now. Right, exactly. Well, we'll miss you, Joan. Oh, yes, I'm sorry. There is a link on in a community post on the community page here on the channel to the PDF of the first book. It's a little short. I'm going to add a couple more chapters, but it doesn't really change anything materially. Like I say, it's kind of, the first one's kind of a slow burn, but sweet. I look forward to hearing what you think. But yeah, I think that's really what horror for. It gives you the catharsis and the experience of, well, the experience without having to actually be in danger, right? Isn't that the whole point? Ooh, surreal weirdness. Yes, uncanny. Love it. Love it. I think it's so much more effective than like gore and jump scares and shit, but then I'm a brain, so I would say that. Like, what's the first thing they do when the lady says that she's going to prick her finger on the spindle of a spinning wheel and die? They burned them all. Which struck me as odd, because if you know how to use a spinning wheel, you know not to touch that thing. And she's not going to do it until she's 16. Why the fuck wouldn't you just teach her to use it? You can't avoid the whole situation. Educate the woman, right? Blah, blah, blah. She's blonde and pretty, so obviously that didn't need to happen. What a waste of time that would be, right? Educating a woman just makes her mannish. Oh my God. I've been doing all this Victorian research for these books, y'all. Oh boy, I think we're still in, sometimes I think we still are Victorians. You too, John. Have a great one. Maybe we'll see you Saturday. Right, yeah, exactly. Just stick her out in the woods, lie to her about who she is and where she comes from, and just leave her there. It'll all work out in the end because some man will come along and save the day. Obviously. Those women have magic. Magic. Actual goodness, actual honest to goodness magic. And Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather could not get it together. Which sucks because I love them. It's for the best of men. Right. The best for whom? Yes. And that's why I just keep coming back to this question of, well, what would it look like if we ran the world, though? Also, how did we get here? I would love to know that. But, and I really don't think that it would be the oppression of the male half of the species. I really don't think that's how most of it would go. I really don't. We're just not the same. Not to say there's no crazy, mean women out there, because of course there are. But in general, our leadership style is different. This has been established. I don't think that's particularly not confrontational. Incendiary. Yeah, let's pick the bigger word and not the simpler one that I'm reaching for. Controversial. I don't think that's controversial to say. Look at that. I reached for it and it worked. Might have to do that again next time I'm reaching for a word. Well, we got about 15 minutes to go. We're losing people. So one of my stories is not finished. It's about women without men. It's difficult. It's difficult to write, or their existence is difficult. And the allegory is so interesting to me. I can't write those. Half the time I don't understand them. I'm doing historical fiction with fantasy overtones. It's literally the world we live in, but with witches. So, the world we live in. So you're trying to come up with a mechanism for it? Oh, okay. That's a really common thing. I might have a hack for you for that. So you've got this world in mind, right? And this kind of system and the way that it works. And you could plug some people into it and have them do some stuff, but you're not really sure where it's going to go. So break the world. All right, that's dramatic, but take part of your system that you've got laid out and remove it so that it doesn't work right anymore. Now you have conflict. Now you have something to fix. Now you have a story. Conflict is the essence of storytelling. If you don't have a problem to solve, then you don't have a story. And if you already have the system laid out and then you just remove a piece of it, you already know what the solution is for the end of the story. After that, you just got to come up with some bomb characters, and that's the fun part for me anyway. That's the other reason I'm doing historical fiction. I don't want to spend a year world building. I don't want to spend a year worried about the locations my characters are going to be in. They're just in England, and fuck it. I'm glad you enjoyed that. Yeah. And it works for all kinds of different genres, and you can make it as big or as small a problem as you want. Yeah, I imagine with short stories, world building is a lot easier because you don't have to draw out the whole thing, Those can be really enjoyable too, because it's like you just get a taste of something. Always leave them wanting more, right? Yes. I did not sit down and say to myself, you know what, I'm going to write a series of 3 books. That's what I'm going to do with the next 3 years of my life. Yeah. I have all this free time. People like it, you can add to it. That's true. That's true. Hello, Pablo. Miranda Andrade. We are hanging out talking about writing at the moment. We were just talking about how to fix a story with no conflict, or how to create a story, or how to create a conflict for a story. Basic stuff for you just break the world. Break the world! I love that. It sounds so dramatic. It's easy to remember. But yeah, this thing that I'm doing is like I did not set out to do this. It just sort of fell in my lap. It climbed itself into my lap. I don't know. Yes, I am a writer and a YouTuber and feminist commentator and stuff like that. Do you write anything, Pablo? And I'm a smoker. Excuse me. Is there any way I could contact you? That poem is that finished? Second. Men and women's space. Ooh, I'd love to see the cartoon too. Yeah. Procedural game. I want it to have procedural quests. Well, is there a procedure for that? Like, I'm not even trying to be sarcastic, but I imagine there might be kind of a step-by-step process you can go through to design something like that. As far as contacting me, it's breezeandshe@gmail. You can just email me. Yeah. And that would be cool. What? So you have the second half. It's the same as the blog. Brazen She, all one word. What do you think is the most important thing about an interesting story? Well, we were just talking about how you have to have conflict. You have to have a problem to solve, or you don't have a story. You have characters wandering around doing stuff. You got it. What kind of feedback are you hoping for from the poem? Some parameters would be good. I can just give you my random thoughts if you want, but I don't guarantee they'll make sense or be organized or stop. So yeah, what we were talking about was she has this idea for sort of a world that she wants to set a story in. She's got this whole system in mind, and she could plug, some characters into it and have them do some stuff, but she's not really sure where it's going to go. So I gave her this old bit of advice that I got a long time ago, which is you have this world in mind, so you break it. You take something out, make it so it doesn't work right anymore. Now you have a problem for your characters to solve. And bonus, you know what the solution is. Okay, does it make sense? That's a good opening question. I have the same question about my story, so, if you get to it, I'd love to start there too. I can definitely do that. Let me know if it makes sense. If it does, I'll probably have more for you than that. I'm sure it does. I wrote songs for like a decade, a million years ago. And I've been helping my husband write a dwarven bar shanty. It's been a fun experience. It really has, though. It's been a fun experience. He's outside of his comfort zone and asking me for, my expertise. So it's fun. And yeah, with mine, I'm like, it's a series of 3, and the themes I'm dealing with are like the big ones, So I need the space to kind of spread out the symbolism, if you know what I mean. Does that make sense? To just kind of introduce and develop and resolve ideas. So it's in relation to a feminist cartoon about an alligator entering a newt pond. Ah, the little salamander thingies, right? Newts. You know who Newt Gingrich was? That's how you spell that. His mom must have been a fun lady. Oh, golly. We're coming up on 1 o'clock already. Hey, I'm going to have to let y'all go. I got so much. You don't even want to see this pile of laundry that I'm probably not even going to touch today because I have an outline to finish. Because the second book is like Newt. There you go. Hey, there you go. Those little memory things. Oh my God, the irony. I can't remember the name. The thing that helps you remember names. It's just all fun around here, isn't it? It's all go with me. Yeah. Oh man. But yeah, I got a bunch of laundry to put away, and I'm probably not gonna do that. I'm probably gonna spend the next couple hours until I have to get my kid from school. Polishing up the second half of the second book, which is gonna be a doozy. Oh God. Wish me luck. I recognize that the story. So I called plot layers, characters, and a conflict. And using that, I'm going to do some kind of procedural storytelling. As long as you got conflict and some reasonably well-drawn characters, you're good to go, man. Absolutely. And then you can put them through their paces pretty much any way you want. You can stick them in a horror story. You can stick them in space. You can stick them in the Department of Motor Vehicles if you want to. I don't know what you mean by procedural storytelling exactly. What does that mean? Oh my goodness. And we shall both write. We shall both smoke. We shall both keep on trucking. Rock and roll, girlfriend. Woo! Hell yeah. It's like you have to find a ring for some reason that it can be random from a list. Oh, a MacGuffin. Yeah. A thing that they need to get. And it kind of doesn't matter what it is, and that's the story. Yeah, like a heist or something. Dig it. Classic. Like MacGuffins get a bad name, but if you do it right, it's just a tool like any other. MacGuffin. 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 Duh. Personally, I find that if I'm writing something that already has like a name, that makes the research way easier. And then it makes it easier to like twist whatever it is in a fun way. It's very satisfying. Oh, yeah, no problem. Maybe we should do that more often, huh? I got gobs of stuff floating around in here. My dad wrote stories for years, and he used to just kind of throw shit at me that he had read about stuff, and I'm so glad I can make you happy. That's great. Happy Wednesday. And Joan had a really good point too about medicine. I think it's good to keep in mind. And if it's therapeutic for you, there's a good chance it'll be therapeutic for somebody else. Thank you. Well, hey, Pablo, maybe come back by on Saturday at 11. I'm going to be premiering a video on that day. Very welcome. Love it. Love it. I was able to help a couple of people today. Oh my God. That's awesome. Going in the afternoon on a high note. That's great. Thank you guys. This has been fun. Yeah, I do gotta go though. So hey, Pablo, maybe come back by on Saturday at 11. We're gonna be doing a video premiere, live premiere. Cool. You subscribed. Awesome. Thank you. Shoot. I don't know if writing and feminism are directly linked to one another, but I feel like we can make it work. So, lest we remember, I will be looking out for that poem. And if you haven't heard, if you've sent it to me and haven't heard from me by Saturday, please pester me. Time management is not my strongest suit. But it isn't because I don't love you, I promise. So, it being 1 o'clock though, like I say, I gotta go because I got 2 hours to do anything, and then I gotta mom some more. And he has homework. The 5-year-old has homework every day. Every day. Private schools are a trip. Thanks. Back at you. Tasty food for everybody. Mwah. Oh my gosh, there's someone at the door. So that's gonna be fun. Thank you so much. Bye, guys. I'll see you later. I'll see you Saturday. Bye.